Good morning, afternoon, evening, everyone. Rhypi here. Welcome to the stream. This has been a long-awaited stream in the sense of me finally having it where you guys can see traffic and stuff. But it is early morning, so don't expect too much that you're able to see right away. Because right now we are in morning traffic, so. Making sure my windows are cleared as best as I can see. And come on, stop moving. I hope everyone's having a good one so far, whether it's morning, afternoon, or evening for you guys. For me, it is 5:35 a.m. Don't know how often I'll be doing these streams. It's like, you know what? I got the magnet to work. Let's do one. Hope you guys are enjoying this coming back VR. Feel free to let me know. There we go. Have you guys looking at the southwest part at least? At some point, I'll have to figure out why it's not doing anything right there. Haven't been regular, so I was expected to have a huge pop in numbers in a sense. But we'll see how things go today. So. Like Thursday and Friday this past week, I tried to stream in the evening, but it turned into me just being too tired to do anything. Now, the Twitch side, I already deleted one of the, I think both of the VODs now, just because I just didn't like the fact that it was only 20-minute gameplay for either of them at most. The YouTube side right now, I just have it. I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do with it. I have one private and one I just renamed. Since you all only heard the loading music, it wasn't like no one heard the song and stuff like that. Or I should say singing, since I've been trying not to say the word snoring. Oh well. it goes, especially when I'm not sure. I'm sure that people will show up. I don't want it to be that people see gold, they feel like they're obligated to do the goal just because the goal's up there, especially if you don't know me yet. I understand doing it once you get to see how the chat is, that they want the goal or not to be shown. But I also understand that for some people, this way to communicate with the streamer more via donations, because there are some streams that people only respond to what they see written in donations. But most of those streams are people that have way more subscribers than me, or they're trying the actual chat is hard to keep up, / that they have to have slow down mode sometimes in some of those chats, that if they do that. I just don't know if I ever have it where I'm super popular, if I ever do the slowdown and stuff like that. I can't understand why, because you want to make sure that you don't miss something important, but at the same time, I just enjoy being able to have it where the chat will flow itself at some point. Like I said, I just had that feeling at some point it's gonna show that the stream has stopped. Because it's doing the same thing that it does sometimes when that happens. But if it does, it does. If you still hear this afterwards, I appreciate that you watched the stream, if I don't know what I'm saying after this point. When I do these streams, it's kind of ad lib, and like I can say that I have different conversations in my mind that I want to discuss, but then if it doesn't feel like it's flowing well, I'm not gonna just feel like I'm gonna keep that conversation going. Sometimes I don't notice it just because I'm wanting to finish the conversation, and that way, if you guys are watching this afterwards, you've heard my response to something, or heard something that I'm talking about that I wanted to bring up. But for me, it's the case when I'm seeing a stream like this, it's like, okay, did it not pan out the way I wanted to, or is it trying to say that my connection is bad? I don't know. For sure, everything's gonna work out. That's all I'll say. There's no, for me, it's like I graded my students' exams, but not their daily work. I'm like, why did I do that to myself, Rhypi? Dum 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 dum. Bum 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 bum. Of course, what happened there? If you're this far into the show, let me know what's your favorite collectible that you wish has come back. And for me, the longest time until I realized that they was still making stuff, it just was hard to find. I remember always saying to myself, I always wanted to see Digimon come back. Because even though they've had many seasons of Digimon now, but when I was, because I always tried to collect Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh! And Digimon stuff, that at the time during my high school life, I didn't realize that they was making decks still, but it was Japan only at that time. But when I was trying to find Digimon figures, it was always expensive to find them because it was, once again, something that was available everywhere else, but the US just seemed to not worry about having Digimon products anymore. So I forget when I started seeing them again, if it was right after high school or right after college, but I just remember seeing them, and they was at 6 or 7. I'm like, wait, what? Why is it already 6 or 7? I haven't even seen 1 through 5, and then noticed that they started getting traction after the first 5, and then the places that I sometimes buy my cards started having them because they realized that people was wanting Digimon, so it kind of works out at the end that I eventually have places I can go for Digimon on, but like with Pokemon right now, I just have that feeling that a lot of things are going to be scarce during Christmas time, or before Christmas time. Even though I'm wanting to get certain things, because like the Elite Trainer boxes of Pokemon, but I don't want it to feel like that I'm just scouting it and then have to worry about not getting it because a scalper trying to buy the whole crate or whole palette and whatnot, because that's happened so often, not even just the ones that are not being recorded, or I should say is being recorded, because at least one of those videos come out a day, the scalper trying to buy everything, or scalper trying to be the first in line and not obey the limit rule and stuff like that. Because, like with a lot of things a lot of people feel like they're above something, which is wrong, but it's what we see on a regular basis, unfortunately. And that's for sure how things will turn out, and how things will prosper or encouraging and stuff like that. I just know where I am, that I'm able to still promote positivity in the best way I can by just staying patient with my students and encouraging them to try things even if I know they don't want to try it and stuff like that. drive. And right now, we're kind of more in the rural area of the towns. Because, some towns try to be more city-like, but places around them still look rural. So it's one of those interesting spots in Texas, to say the least. Because you can see what people are trying to do and what people aren't worried about and stuff like that. And at some points, even if it's not part that I'm driving, you'll definitely see things that people are slowly working towards having more places for people to have and stuff like that. I'm just like, not in a rush. People go around and that's okay too. For me, what sometimes makes it funny for me is like they're rushing this bad, but that right now I'm just like, oh well. I know that this would be a low view count stream, but that's okay. Everyone has their own reasons why they stream. For me, it's just a chance to chat with you guys when I do see you guys, and when I don't see you guys, just me thinking about a lot of different things, to say the least. And I have to keep reminding myself to say something or something just so it doesn't feel like there's dead air. At the same time, some people enjoy just listening in the silence. Depends on what's going on. Biggest question is, am I going to get something to eat tonight? I mean, not tonight, and this morning, or not? I don't know. Where did you sneak up on me at? He wasn't there 5 minutes ago. Salve, Jonas Arbigato. Thank you for stopping in. Hope your stream goes well tonight. Or not tonight, today. It's not evening time for you yet. If I remember right, it is late afternoon. Sure. barely missed the timing. Oh well. But yeah, we'll just see how things actually progress and stuff. Hey, bro, Adam, how you doing? Long time no see. It's almost 6 o'clock my time. No worries, bro, Adam. I didn't even expect to see you because I know you're usually still sleeping. Because it is 6 a.m. Or I think for you 7 a.m. But still. And nothing like my magnet keeps wanting to make the phone fall down and possibly where I'm driving to. Double yellow. You saw one of the lights where it was like flashing back and forth of which light was yellow. Because it's only a yellow light there. Because it's being a rural area that a lot of the rural area doesn't have proper lights. Nothing like me hitting a bump and then my phone falls again slightly. It's like some parts of Texas it's not too bad, but some parts of Texas that there's no lights and stuff like that. You're kind of depending on other people's headlights and your own headlights to help see it. Like I could take the road that doesn't have any of those concerns, but at the same time it's like nice, Adam. See, you also know that there's some areas that has good traffic, like right here there's actual light traffic light, but not all parts. If you're looking at like the small cities that makes up that things in between the cities or cities that are trying to become cities or towns I should say. And I know I could set up a goal, but I never would like doing it when I don't know who's going to show up to, because I don't want to make anyone feel pressure to start the goal or finish the goal. Makes sense. But yeah, if I show you guys all the different roads that we have so many different kinds. That's not even funny. And areas that should have the reflectors doesn't always work for us. And the funny thing is, at that light, if I go straight like I did or right, I can eventually lead to my school. Sometimes you just gotta trust that you know where you're going. Especially when there's construction constantly going, so the lines that you see one day may not be there anymore if they're doing construction too. Yeah. But yeah, for me, it's like, this is one of those interesting things, always hearing about the other places that I don't always get to see or don't always know about. Because I know some of you guys that happen to not know Texas, y'all enjoy me talking about different things about it. But I know for me, the interesting thing is the fact that I'm one of the few people that can say that they've been inside of all four major cities. if you count Houston as a city, Austin as a city, and San Antonio as a city, and then DFW. Some people say it is Dallas. Some people say it's Fort Worth. Some people say it's Arlington up there. That's why you hear it sometimes being called DFWA area to represent Arlington. There's other cities in that general area, but have been, because of my work history and stuff, I've been at all of those cities at some point. Understand that. Nice. I'll make sure to check it out later. I just can't promise today just because usually on my first day back from the weekend is when I'm the more busy in the morning. Because I'm trying to update all the grades for my students and stuff. And the sad truth is that a lot of people just think they can get away with things until they can't, and then try to find every kind of loophole to get out of it. Right. And also the case that he probably was trying is that you can tell for some people that it's like, especially if they knew him before it, it was like something's off about you. What's going on? But some of them was afraid to say something because of who he was. I can understand the laughter, especially if you already knew who he was before that article. Yep. And yet people say that that kind of language is archaic, but then you hear someone saying, you're like, oh, okay. Didn't expect to hear you say that, but at the same time, based on how you're portraying yourself, that's not surprising either. I know that. Similar reasons why for me, like in a similar vein, that I know that I enjoy watching the Ocean series, the one that where they try to do the heist, but I know in real life I'll never ever try to do anything like that, just because I'm like, just seems, yes, I can see some people enjoying the prep of it, but then of actually doing it, you have to do so many different things to make it right. Yeah, for me, I try not to even think about that and just focus on what's happening in my state more than what he's saying, because half of what he's saying, that you're just like really, and then every time he tries to do something, that a couple months later he either backtracks what he says, or then he has a court ruling against him. So it's like, it's not even fun to track all that. Do we really need to hear about this again? Sometimes when I think about it myself. Yeah. I understand that. I understand completely. Completely, because I know I can't say that I know how that feels just because I know I'm not experiencing that, but that's that's the one part that I'm just like, really, why? This, that's why I'm just like, some days I wish there's something that we can do, but at the same time, it's like, unless something happens at the federal level, that's not likely anything's gonna change. It's the unfortunate part. That's the sucky feeling about it. The sad thing is that they'll blame everyone but themselves being the reason why that they had to shut down. On an unrelated note, for me, it's like I've been debating about buying one more game from the Steam on sale. I just still think it's weird that I enjoyed it being called Siren. That for me, Heroes of Science and Technology is just weird game name for me. I know they tried to do it to make it feel similar to Heroes of Might and Magic, but at the same time, it's just like, it just doesn't feel the same impact that Silence of the Siren did. I know they kind of changed it just because there's not really sirens in the game either. At least the part that they showed in the demo. knows for sure everything will work. A moment when I feel like there's something I'm forgetting about. I always like this on Monday for me. I feel like I'm forgetting something. And the worst part about it is that sometimes it will be that I'm forgetting anything, but I had an active failing all day because of it. And it won't be till I get home and I'm like, oh, that's why I forgot. Oops. school super early area. It can be. This is actually my shorter drive because since I don't have to worry about dropping off my mom first, I get to school around 50 to 55 minutes. Where if I'm dropping her off first, the drive is about an hour and a half, hour and 20 minutes if it's good traffic. So. I think I missed a turn again. Yep, I did. Oh, shoot. Keep missing it in the morning. That's just one of the paths I can take. It's just I keep missing it in the morning when it's dark. Yeah. There can be a lot of red lights. I always think about getting breakfast, but nothing comes to mind I want to get. I'm like, I want to just eat. Usually breakfast is supposed to be the most important meal of the day. Some days I just can't convince myself to get something. So I have a couple of coworkers that are always like, why don't you eat breakfast? No! But then some voice of that nature. The goodness is we can chill out for about 15 minutes before I have to go inside. Because I usually like going inside around 6:45 to 7 o'clock to go ahead and start getting ready for the day, even though technically my school day doesn't start students-wise until like 30. But just in case any of them are wanting to take their tests early, I want to make sure that I'm ready before 8. Because I have a decent amount that did not take the test last week. Now I can stop worrying about driving for a little bit. Till the afternoon, of course. I'm gonna chill out for the next 12 minutes before I go inside. So I'll see you guys next time. I don't know when I'll do next Oracle stream, but the good news is that I'm able to do them again. So if you enjoy what you hear, make sure you check out everything else I do on my channel. Where besides these Oracle streams, I do a lot of gaming content. So if you're interested, make sure you check in later. You got this, everyone. Hope everyone has a good morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on when you're watching this video or stream, or when you might see us later. Peace.